Welcome to Sauti Mzalendo, your trusted voice for truth, people and power. We begin with a political moment that stirred fresh debate across Kenya. A carefully delivered message with not so subtle undertones, and a name on everyone's lips, Uhuru Kenyatta. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta recently made headlines after throwing what many are calling a subtle jab at his successor, President William Ruto. The moment came during the lavish wedding ceremony of Gideon Moi's son, where Kenya's political royalty had gathered in Kabarak. While smiling to the crowd, Uhuru said, and I quote, "I had a political father, Moi, and he wasn't scared of young people like there are some people around here today. He didn't panic. You guys have a future. Don't be cowards." Now, you don't have to be a political analyst to read between those lines. Let's break it down. That comment was taken by many as a direct swipe at President Ruto's administration, especially its handling of youth-led protests over the past year. If you remember, 2024 saw powerful youth-led demonstrations across the country, sparked by proposed tax hikes in the finance bill. Gen Zs and young Kenyans organized online, turned out in numbers, and made their voices heard loud and clear. But the government's response? Force, suppression, fear. Over 50 young people reportedly lost their lives in clashes with police. Some activists were abducted in the dark of night. The streets were angry, loud, and demanding one thing: change. Eventually, the government backed down, scrapping the finance bill and even reshuffling the cabinet in what was widely seen as an attempt to calm the storm. So, why does Uhuru's comment sting? Because in public perception, it draws a contrast between Ruto and the late President Daniel Arap Moi, who, ironically, ruled with a heavy hand himself. Yet Uhuru praised Moi as a leader who wasn't afraid of the youth, even suggesting that, despite Moi's flaws, he understood the value of letting young people speak out without fear. Critics of Ruto say that under his watch, young voices are being silenced, or worse, punished for demanding accountability. But Ruto's allies weren't silent either. They hit back quickly, accusing Uhuru of double standards. They pointed out how he appointed 91-year-old Moody Awori to a government job while sidelining youthful talent. Others said Uhuru's own government wasn't exactly youth-friendly either. Now here's the real issue. Kenya's youth make up over 75% of the population. They're online, they're angry, and they're informed. They care about jobs, taxes, corruption, and their future. So, whether it's Ruto, Raila, or Uhuru, one thing is clear: the young generation will no longer be talked down to or ignored. This isn't just about political digs, it's about power. And for the first time in decades, young Kenyans are flexing theirs, and they're not asking for permission. Let's be honest, Uhuru's comment may have been cheeky, even calculated, but behind it lies a truth we can't ignore. When leaders fear the youth, it's often because they know the youth are finally waking up. And if Kenya is to rise, the old guard must stop seeing the youth as a threat and start seeing them as partners. Because silencing a generation never ends well. Listening, that might just save the future. This is Sauti Mzalendo, where the people speak and power listens.